What's up, guys? It's your boy Chumps the Gamer here, and WrestleMania 34 is officially in the books, and holy shit! Some of the things we saw last night, man alive! You cannot tell me that you predicted anything that went down last night. Well, okay. You might be able to tell me you predicted Matt Hardy winning the Andre Battle Royal, and maybe Seth Rollins taking the Intercontinental Championship, but anything else? Hell no. But anyways, let's start from the top. Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, you know, your typical 30-man Battle Royal. Most of them don't even matter. And they all get thrown out. There was a spot where Mojo eliminated Zack Ryder. There went my pick. My pick was Zack Ryder eliminating Mojo Rawley to win the whole thing. Give him another WrestleMania moment, but wasn't to be. And you get down to the final three. You had Mojo Rawley and Baron Corbin with Matt Hardy, so it looks like we could potentially have the first ever two-time winner between one of them. And all of a sudden, and Bray Wyatt is there in the ring. And we're all like, holy shit, what the hell is he doing here? And then he goes and looks like he's going to hit this Driver Gale on Baron Corbin, I think it was. Or I think it was Baron that he eliminated. But then he throws Baron to Matt. Matt throws him over. Then Mojo tries something. He gets thrown over. And with Bray Wyatt's help, Woken Matt Hardy wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Congratulations to Matt. Way to go, big guy. You earned it. You were the most logical person to win the damn thing, and freaking phone. Sorry about that, guys. Freaking phone goes off when I'm in the middle of recording this video, and that's so annoying. Anyways, let me see who exactly he eliminated last, just to be sure if I'm right. Did he eliminate Mojo last, or did he eliminate Corbin last? Let me see. Let me look this up. Just a second. Okay, let's check this out on Wikipedia. Good old Wikipedia, that'll tell you. Okay, eliminated Baron Corbin last. Well, whatever. The point is, Matt won with with Bray's help. And then you had the Women's Battle Royal. You had a lot of NXT stars there, like Peyton Royce, Tanara Conti, Dakota Kai, and a bunch of others. So, you know, nice to see some of the NXT people represented. I was actually surprised that Billie Kay wasn't there to support her busy Peyton Royce, but it is what it is. And you had some further advancement with the whole thing with, actually, let me talk more about the Andre Battle Royal first. There was some moments in the Andre Battle Royal that was actually kind of funny. It looked like they were saying, you know, Heath Slater, he's still in there, and then 5 seconds later, Heath gets thrown out, so that was kind of funny. And you had Goldust actually dabbing immediately after Truth got thrown out, so that was kind of funny as well. But anyway, back to the Women's Battle Royal. You had some NXT stars there, like I said. And then you had more storyline development with Sasha and Bayley. It looked like, you know, Sasha was going to give her a handshake, but Bayley's like, fuck this, grabs her by the hand, throws her out. Looked like Bayley's won, but that goddamn glowworm, Naomi wasn't eliminated. She hits Bayley with that stupid-looking rear view finisher and throws over the top, winning the Women's Battle Royal trophy. I'm like, why? Just goddamn phone. Why her? Why? She had her moment last year. Give it to Bayley. Let Sasha be a jealous bitch that she didn't win the Battle Royal. But no, gotta give the glowworm something else she doesn't need. Anyway, on to the main card. You had Seth Rollins dressing pretty much apparently as the Black Power Ranger, as my friend William Hughes liked to joke, against The Miz, who came out with the Miz drive and actually sent the Miz drives to the back. So that was a nice touch. You know, Miz seems like he's going to wrestle as his own man, which was cool. And Finn, who came out with a bunch of the LGBTQBT community with their flag and rainbow colors on his tights. So, he actually had a pretty cool entrance, showing that WWE is getting more invested in the people that aren't just straight heterosexuals, which is nice. And eventually, and the match goes pretty well. Seth actually, he curb stomps Finn, and then he comes in and curb stomps Miz for the pin, 1, 2, 3, and Rollins becomes the last of the Shield to become a Grand Slam winner. So nicely done with Seth Rollins. And then, the shock of the night, from my opinion, Charlotte Flair, Asuka, the big dream match everybody's been talking about. To start feeling each other out, they had it. This was one of the best matches in the night, I'll tell you that much. But the highlight of that match for me. Oh, did I mention the Cruiserweight title? Oh yeah. Let me back that up. At the end of the pre-show, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali, they had their tournament final. It was a pretty good match and everything. But all told, it wasn't like a major show stealer because, into the pre-show, nobody's really caring that much about it. But Cedric comes over with it with a lumbar check, and it's the new Cruiserweight champ. Congratulations, Big Drake Maverick, etc. Anyways, back to the main card. So anyways, Charlotte and Asuka are feeling each other out and everything. And, they're trading shots. Charlotte's chopping the hell out of Asuka and this and that. Asuka getting in her kicks and everything. But the show stealer moment for me up to that point was Charlotte, who, bear in mind, is not a cruiserweight, hitting a fucking Spanish fly off the top rope! A Spanish fly! Tell me who can hit that other than cruiserweights, for God's sakes. A freaking Spanish fly! But, really, aside from that, I mean, they tease a bunch of submission holds and everything else. They tease a bunch of submission holds. Charlotte teases the figure 8. Asuka teases the Asuka lock. And all this and that. But here comes the shock part, guys. Charlotte, with one arm, locks in figure 8. We figure, oh, Asuka's going to get out of this and that. Streak will continue. She'll end up winning the belt. But then, the impossible, the unthinkable happened. Listen. Asuka tapped out! The streak! The 3-year streak! The 914-day, 265-win straight streak is over! Oh my God! So yeah, after we all pretty much just sat there in shock like Taker at Mania 30 4 years prior, we gotta let all this sink in that damn streak is dead! Deader than dead! All that built up for the first Women's Rumble winner, and it is dead! Gone! Done! No more! Finished! Over! Rest in peace! All that shit! It's gone! Can you believe that happened? I can't, and I still can't believe it. So yeah, that happened. Asuka's streak is no more. And then, as I calm down, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Rusev, with the giant Rusev Day chant. Unfortunately, there was no Rusev tank, which made me sad. And, of course, the modern-day Maharaja! Jinder Mahal was Senor Singh, since one of them still recovering from the torn ACL thing. He comes out. They have a basic by-the-numbers match kind of thing. And, the crowd's chanting Rusev dead. Rusev's looking for the accolade. And Senor gets on the apron, distracts him. And Rusev super kicks the hell out of him. And that allows Mahal to hook up Rusev with the glass. 1, 2, 3. Jinder's your new United States champion. By the numbers match. Nothing big there. So there's that. And then you got... Hang on a second. I just gotta type something. So 1 moment. I'll be back. Well, actually, no. I'm not gonna do that. 1 second. Okay. Alright. I had to type something to a friend on Discord as I'm doing this. Anyways. Where are we? Oh yeah. After that, we had the match that I think stole the freaking show. Kurt Angle and Rowdy Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Mixed tag. The match went, would you believe this? It went 20 minutes. But let me tell you, Kurt didn't really do all that much. That match was the Ronda Rousey show, baby. She went in there like a freaking star. I mean, this is a girl this is her first professional wrestling match. First match. Don't understate that. She's never had a professional wrestling match before in her life. And she goes in there, she's just firing all sorts of shots when she gets in there. Hell, for about 10 seconds, she had Triple H, a man, the 16-time world champion, or 14-time world champion, excuse me. She had the 14-time world champion up on her shoulders for about 10 seconds, about to give him a TKO, an Argentine cutter. She had him on her shoulders for about 10 seconds. I mean, she was going rapid fire punching this and that to Hunter. It was nuts, man. She was going in there like she'd been doing this wrestling thing her entire career. To the people who said that, you know, this wasn't the right career for her, she's gonna bomb, she just proved your asses wrong. She went in there and made herself a star in one night. And not only that, there was a bunch of great moves from Ronda. I mean, you had that Samoan drop from her, which looks freaking beautiful on both of them. I mean, hell, she even got the armbar on Triple H. Granted, she didn't lock it in, but she freaking teased the armbar on Triple H of all people. And then, the most satisfying moment of the night. Ronda gets that armbar on Stephanie. She starts talking trash, and Stephanie's begging her not to do it, and Ronda's like, "You brought this on yourself. Time to tap out, bitch," or something like that. I mean, she was telling Hunter, "Come on, bitch, I want him. I want Hunter. Come on, bitch, come at me." So yeah, Ronda was telling the man that signs her paycheck, "I want you. Forget this whole mixed tag thing. I want to go after your ass." So anyway, she was telling Hunter, you know, "I want your ass. I want both of you." So anyway, she looked like a complete star, and she locks Stephanie in the armbar, and as soon as Ronda gets Stephanie in the armbar, she starts tapping like a damn cheap drum. She was tapping like a bitch. Not that she didn't deserve anything else, but damn, there was some vigor in those taps, buddy. There was some. She was tapping like her life depended on it. Like if she didn't tap as hard as she could, Ronda would have snapped her arm like a twig. But anyway, that match pretty much stole the show for me, in my opinion. So there's that. And then next up, you had the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos versus the New Day. Triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. You know, the New Day had this hilarious entrance with these little people dressed in pancake costumes, and Big E was throwing pancakes to the audience. That was hilarious as hell. And, you know, the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers, they came out in their standard entrance. But the match was surprisingly and kind of disappointingly short. The match only lasted about 5 minutes. And it eventually ended with the Bludgeon Brothers giving Kofi Kingston a sort of 8-inch / super power bomb off the top rope for the 1, 2, 3. But for all the hype that the Usos finally had for getting on the main roster card, by the way, Usos, congratulations for finally getting on that main roster WrestleMania card. You boys deserve it. It took you 9 years, but you finally made it to the main WrestleMania card. It's just a damn shame that their match only lasted 5 minutes. I would have given their match a lot more time. But I gotta give congratulations. I gotta give props to the Bludgeon Brothers. You know, they look like world beaters out there, and they'll be worthy tag team champions. I don't know where they'll go next with them. I personally would go with what my buddy BC Amplified said. I would go with calling up the Authors of Pain, having those four behemoths go at each other. But, you know, I gotta give props to the Bludgeon Brothers, give them congratulations, especially Luke Harper, because he's one of the most underutilized big men I've ever seen. So, he deserves that. As much as people don't like that word in wrestling vernacular, he deserves it. So does Eric Rowan. But I just wish the match had gone on a bit more. And then Cena comes down because after the Charlotte and Asuka match, our referee, Dan Engler, he comes down and tells Cena, I'm serious, like somebody's here. So we figure it's The Undertaker. And Cena jumps to the barricade and runs like a freaking cheetah. He just goes, boom! Just goes racing to the back. He just took off like somebody lit a fire under his ass. Like he just took off doing his best 40-yard dash impression or some shit. He was freaking flying up that ramp. I mean, he was looking like Braun Strowman chasing some poor fool backstage. He was going so damn fast. So, that was funny. And then Cena comes down, does his usual stick, and then the lights go out and the crowd pops massively. We all think, oh, it's The Undertaker, and then you hear, and then the lights come up, and it's freaking Elias with the guitar. He got massive heat because we all thought, oh, it's The Undertaker. He's finally coming out to accept Cena's challenge. But nope, it's Elias strumming a tune for Mania 34. And I gotta give the guy credit. He does get his big moment, but he goes into the ring and he starts saying, oh, the man you were expecting isn't as talented as me, and this and that, all this shit. And Cena, he's like a house of fire. So as soon as Elias gets in the ring, Cena just takes his ass out. Hits him with the 5-knuckle shuffle, hits him with the A, and then he just stomps up the ring all petulant like a little kid that didn't get what he wanted for Christmas, and then the lights go out and in here. Gong! Or, well, it wasn't a gong yet. But then you see the lights go out, and then they go back up, and you see Taker's coat and hat from last year where he left them in the ring last year, and then you see holographic lightning just strike the coat and hat, and then they're gone, and you're like, oh my god, is it him? And then you hear, gong! Gong! And then, boom! Or however the hell the funeral march song goes, or rest in peace goes. I can't do the tune vocalizing, so just imagine the song. But anyways, that goes off, the crowd goes freaking nuts as Taker comes out in the Dead Man gimmick. We all thought, oh, he's going to be American Badass for his final ride into the sunset. Nope, he's Dead Man. He comes in. Cena looks like he about shit his pants when Taker gets in the ring, as he should. And the match essentially winds up being a 3-minute squash match because Taker hits him with the leaping clothesline, then he hits him with old school, and then choke slam, and then, he does this, and then hits him with the tombstone pile driver, and then he goes, 1, 2, 3. And John Cena, you may now rest in peace. I can't do the Taker eye trick, I'm sorry. The best I can do is the tongue. But anyways, Taker basically destroyed Cena, but here's the important thing. Taker looked like the Dead Man of old. He looked like he could come back for WrestleMania 35, have a great match with Cena, and then ride off in the sunset. He didn't look like he had any... He didn't look like he was the Undertaker of WrestleMania 34. Or, 33, excuse me. He didn't look like he was the Undertaker that barely could get through a match with Roman Reigns. He looked like the Undertaker that produced classics with Shawn Michaels, CM Punk, Triple H, and all those other guys. He looked like the Undertaker that hadn't missed a beat. So, like I said before, you get rid of that bad hip, get that replaced, and Undertaker, he looks like he's set to go for a couple more years, even at 52. So, that was a very pleasant surprise, and I can't wait to see if they're actually going to set something up for next year's WrestleMania with the Dead Man. And, I was thoroughly impressed by it. I was happy to see the Dead Man. But if that is his last ride, great. But I don't think he's quite none just yet. We'll see. Then we had Daniel Bryan making his big return match with Shane and against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It looks like, Daniel Daniel actually gets a pretty cool entrance, They kind of have like this spy entrance that, they search around looking for the whole yes movement, target acquired, this and that. That was a pretty cool setup. And when Shane actually was gonna work the match, Shane actually started it on his own because it looked like Kevin and Sami were going to come out second, but turns out they jumped Daniel from behind, hit him with a power bomb, I guess on the apron of sorts. And Shane decides, oh, I'll just start this match for myself, So standard fare, and then Daniel comes in, Anyway, as I was saying, standard for then Daniel comes in and all hell breaks loose. He just is flying around like he's just buzzing around like he hadn't lost a step, man. He's flying around like a damn 747. He's just going as fast as he freaking can, like breakneck speed. Like, head injury, neck injury, what head or neck injury? I haven't had any of those. So he just flying around doing all his signature moves, and eventually hits Sammy with the running knee, and then he immediately hits him with the yes lock, and Sammy goes tapping out. So yeah, no heel turn, no anything from anybody, and Shane was just kind of just holding this area. He was kind of selling the diverticulitis and all this junk. So yeah, there was no heel turn from Shane like everybody expected. Everybody just plays nice. But here's the thing. Because they lost, Sammy and Kevin lost, Sammy and Kevin remained fired from SmackDown. So that brings up the question, what are you going to do with them moving forward? Do you move them to Raw? Do you have them go under mask and try to win contracts that way and then reveal themselves as Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? So that definitely makes SmackDown rather interesting. And then the match, I kind of knew had a predictable result, but as you can see by my t-shirt, Twisted Bliss, and you see the Bliss part of it right there, the pink. See it? Twisted in green and pink for Mania. Anyways, the match I knew probably was going to end up in a loss, but I was still hoping against hope for a victory. My girl, the goddess, Alexa Bliss, accompanied by Mickie James against the irresistible force, as they have called her repeatedly, Nia Jax. And Lexi gets this cool as hell entrance. You know, she's literally just descending from a pedestal, and she's got this killer ass cape on and everything else. She looked like a star as the champion. Meanwhile, Nia, she didn't get no special entrance or anything. You know, she just comes down looking all focused and mean and shit. And, you know, at first, Nia was just tossing around like a rag doll. But then Lexi, you know, got her with a thumb to the eye and starts working over the leg. You know, she's got a bum leg, so you figure, okay, there may be a chance there. She keeps hitting her with these leg targeting moves, kick the hamstring, you know, attack that leg, you know, make it a bad wheel. And a highlight of it was Alexa actually hit Twisted Bliss from the top rope onto the floor on Nia. So that was pretty damn cool. But before the match had even started, Nia just freaking took Mickie James and basically she ran over like a damn bulldozer. So then I went like she's helped her out the window. And then, you know, just wanted to like, you know, Lexi might defy the odds and win. She hits her with that snap DDT, but she can only get a 2 count. And Nia picks her up, and there was actually a spot in the match where Lexi slapped her, and then they both did the whole simultaneous scream at each other. I thought that was hilarious as hell, honestly. I was laughing my head off at that part. So there was that. And, let's see, what else was there? She hits a snap DDT for a 2 count, and then, you know, Nia hits her with a bunch of different power moves. I mean, she actually gorilla pressed Lexi over her head and threw her like a freaking toy, like a sack of potatoes. And then, you know, she says, "I loved you," to Lexi as she's climbing the ropes, and she actually hits an avalanche Samoan drop for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Nia Jax is your new Raw Women's Champion. And unlike when Naomi beat her at Elimination Chamber, which I thoroughly felt Naomi didn't deserve, I'll give Nia her due. She was the better woman. Congratulations on your first Raw Women's Championship, Nia. You earned it. And, you know, just keep that championship close because Alexa's coming for you. She's going to come for that championship again. And there was actually a nice moment where Nia hugged, I forget the name of who it was she hugged, but she hugged some of the Rock's relatives in the crowd. So that was pretty cool. She was actually pretty emotional when she hoisted the title over her shoulder on the ramp, and Lexi just kind of sits there in the ring, kind of like she's about to cry, you know, really selling the bratty heel shtick. So that was a good piece of character work. But what I was really hoping was that Carmella would actually come out and cash in and steal the title from Nia, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. So we'll have to see what they do with Carmella, because she didn't even cash in on Charlotte and Asuka. And Asuka, by the way, after the match and her streak was broken, she actually went, "Charlotte was ready for Asuka," and actually hugged her. So that was a nice touch, a nice show of sportsmanship by the Empress, even though her streak of 914 days and 265 consecutive wins is now broken. That was a nice touch of sportsmanship from Asuka. So there was no cash-in from Carmella, that much we do know. What we don't know is who Nia's next challenger will be, other than Alexa. Like, is she going to... is Nia's moment going to be short? Like, is Alexa going to cash in her rematch clause tonight on the Raw After Mania and steal the title? We'll see. And then you had AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. The big dream match. And it was a pretty good match. Like, it wasn't like a major showstealer kind of thing. Like, it wasn't like the massive like dream match that they'd have it up to be, which was kind of a disappointment. But it was a pretty solid match. It wasn't the greatest they've ever had by any stretch, but it was a solid match. And the finish came when Nakamura was setting up for the Kinshasa, charged in, Styles moved just a bit, and actually countered into the Styles Clash 1, 2, 3. It looked like, and Styles retained the title, and Shinsuke got down on his knees and presented the championship to Styles after they had hugged, so it looked like more sportsmanship coming from Shinsuke and Styles. Everybody's happy, and all of a sudden, boom! Nakamura hit Styles low. He just turned heel, and he just starts wailing on that boy. He just goes to town on AJ, and he actually hits Styles with the Kinshasa on the floor. So yeah, Nakamura didn't win the title, but the boy turned heel. So that definitely makes things interesting. When I originally saw it on Twitter, I had actually posted out a tweet like, "Well done, Vince, you fucking ruined Nakamura by turning him heel." And I had said also in a prior tweet that, wow, both Royal Rumble winners fail. All that build-up and both fail. It must be because they're Asian, right, Vince? And I wasn't saying that to be racist. It's just like because Vince has this history of never seeming to fully pull the trigger on Japanese stars. So that's what I was thinking when it happened. But now that I've thought about it, maybe the streak ending was for the best for Asuka because now she can be a more complete competitor. Now that the streak is gone, she doesn't have that hovering over her head, and her matches will have a bit more unpredictability. And for Nakamura, this heel turn, I've never actually seen Nakamura heel, but according to my buddy William Hughes, he was actually really good as a heel, and he was actually a heel for quite a long time over in Japan. So maybe I was just judging the heel turn a bit too quickly. But in any case, it should be fun to see how Nakamura does as a heel. So we'll see what happens with that. And then came the Raw Tag Team Championships. And, everybody wants to know who Braun Strowman's partner was. And he didn't pick anybody from the back or anything. He says it's one of you. And we're like, one of you? What does that mean? Turns out it was this kid from the audience, this 10-year-old kid named Nicholas. And he brings him to the ring. And we're thinking, this can't possibly go down, right? This can't stand. And he actually, this kid, Nicholas, he tagged in for 2 seconds. He got terrified by Cesaro, so he quickly tagged out. Strowman catches Cesaro with the running power slam. 1, 2, 3. So Braun Strowman and this 10-year-old kid, Nicholas, who he pretty much plucked out of the crowd, are tag team champions. Yeah, let that sink in. Braun Strowman and this kid, Nicholas, are tag team champions. And after I did a little bit more research, it turns out Nicholas is the son of WWE referee John Cone. So they must have something planned here. But yeah, now the youngest title holder in WWE history is a 10-year-old kid. Go freaking figure. Wow. I mean, I'm glad Strowman won, but I'm just confused on the idea here. But still, congrats to Braun Strowman and to the little dude Nicholas. Congrats, kid. You got a moment that a lot of us younger fans, the younger fans in WWE Universe, they would die to have that kind of moment. So, congrats, kid. You're the youngest WWE champion in history, and nobody's ever going to take that away from you, even if you only hold the title 24 hours. And now, on to the main event of this 7-hour marathon show. The one we all thought would be a lock. Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. 15 minutes they went, and, Lesnar brought out his usual suplex Slam City stuff. And we figure, oh, Roman's going to take this thing, right? So Lesnar actually hits him with a bunch of F5s. He actually hits him with 6. And after the 6th one, pins him, we're thinking, oh, Roman's going to kick out. 1, 2, 3. Lesnar beat Roman Reigns. Lesnar is still your Universal Champion. And we're all thinking, I thought he was going back to UFC. What is this? So yeah, man. Lesnar is still the Universal Champion, and Roman was bleeding everywhere. So, I don't know what the hell's going on, but all I can say is Raw is now can't miss. So yeah, all in all, a very good WrestleMania. Probably not the greatest of all time, but one of the best I've seen. I would have just given a few matches a bit more time, and in my own biasism, I would have had Alexa retain over Nia, only to lose the title to Carmella via cash-in. But that's neither here nor there. Maybe Carmella cashes in on SmackDown. Hell, she could cash in tonight on Raw and take the title from Nia that way. We'll see what happens. You know, maybe Carmella forms an alliance with Alexa, and her, Mickey, and Carmella form like a trio Mean Girls stable. That'd be pretty cool. But anyways, that was my WrestleMania review. Hope you all enjoyed it. WrestleMania 34 is in the books, and we'll have to look forward to the Raw after Mania and the SmackDown after Mania coming up. I cannot wait to see what happens, so hope you all enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to join the Termination today. We're on the march to 1,500 subscribers, so help us get there by joining the notification squad. And if you have any video game requests, be sure to leave them in the comments of this video or at my Twitter feed at CharmCity25. So until next time, peace out, everybody, and let the good times roll again on Raw tonight.